Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi's and low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. Here we're gonna get in that famous question: what's going on in the world today? And today, it's Messy Monday and time for that fast-paced weekend recap. The news fresh off that press, coming at us from the world of Reuters. Myanmar protesters ready for confrontation after bloodiest post-coup unrest. On Sunday, the military fired into protest crowds in multiple cities, killing at least 18 people. And the protesters are undeterred. And today, the democratically elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi is due to have her court case heard, where she's being charged for having illegally imported walkie-talkies and breaking the Natural Disasters Act. Today, a lot will go down in Myanmar. Eyes open, Lo-Fi Nation. The world is awake on this Monday. Next up, source, Associated Press, World section. Nigerian families await news of 300 kidnapped schoolgirls. There have been at least 3 mass kidnappings in Nigeria since December, with the number of victims well over 600 people from these 3 in particular. In the past, it was the group Boko Haram that was responsible. However, that is no longer the case. The government is saying bandits from multiple areas with multiple purposes have resorted to kidnapping students from schools to hold them for ransom as a form of income. We'll let you know more as we do with any updates on the 300 students that were just recently kidnapped. Now to an update on things in Hong Kong. Source, the China section of the BBC. Hong Kong charges 47 activists and largest use yet of new security law. All right, a little bit of context to this update. In 2020, before the Hong Kong legislative elections, pro-democracy activists put on an unofficial primary election to elect their pro-democracy candidates to run for the city's legislature. That unofficial election, under the new security law, has been labeled as a subversive act with the intent to overthrow the Chinese government. And as such, 47 of the people who helped to put on the election, well, now they have to appear in court on charges of subversion. We'll be following up with this one closely to see how things play out in the Hong Kong court system. And our following story comes from the NPR World section. Report on Khashoggi killing prompts calls for penalties against Crown Prince. Now, this is another update to a story from 2018 that we've been following for quite a while, and we surely have some updates now. Jamal Khashoggi was a Saudi Arabian national that left in self-imposed exile. He lived in the U.S., was a U.S. resident, and a Washington Post contributing journalist, and a starch critic of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. In 2018, Khashoggi went to the Saudi Arabian embassy in Turkey to renew his passport, and he was never seen again. We've long said the Saudi Crown Prince was directly related in this, and now, U.S. intelligence agencies, well, they're saying the same. On Friday, the U.S. released a report stating that the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was directly responsible for Jamal Khashoggi's death. This is big. The Crown Prince is the acting head of Saudi Arabia, and his father, the king, is 85 years old. Saudi Arabia has long been a major U.S. ally in the Middle East, and now U.S. intelligence agencies are saying the de facto head of government of the country directed this murder. We'll definitely keep you updated with Saudi Arabia's response as we know more, because surely this story is just getting started. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day from the world of the AP. In oil-rich Iraq, a few women buck norms, take rig site jobs. This story here we're calling a lo-fi must-read. I won't spoil it too much, because you really should read the story for yourself. It's about women in Iraq breaking gender stereotypes to work in the oil field industry, an industry that even here is stereotyped as men's work. But forget that stereotype and read about how women in Iraq are doing amazing things. It's people like these women that give all of us hope, no matter how messy our Monday may be. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of the Top 10 Freest Countries in the World. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, wash those hands, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. Pickering, signing off.